Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today is November the 12th. It is Saturday afternoon, and I want to have a discussion with you kind of one-on-one. Been having some thoughts about a couple questions and kind of tie together because I think people kind of always have the impression that trading is something that can just happen overnight, thinking it's extremely easy. And it can be easy. It's all on what you put into it, just like in everything else in life. You know, the course you take to go about learning something to being able to become great at it. And for me, trading became, easy once I stopped doing a few things, okay? So you guys know that I love scalp trading, the future market. So, and I am a scalper by heart or by nature. And I'm going to let you in on a few things that I actually had to stop doing that, allowed me to become successful, become a profitable trader. But it took time, okay? It took time. I've been trading for over 10 years now, and it really, I had to, kind of cross over some hurdles and kind of, break through some barriers, which allowed me to be able to become successful. Now, my path, the course I took may not take as long as someone who's new that may be starting out, whatever the case is. It may take you a month. It may take you 2 months. It depends on the person. Everybody's course, everybody's path, everybody's learning process, everybody's learning curve is different. For me, it wasn't about the learning curve. It was just the fact that I didn't have, the accessibility of being able to have direct contact or access to someone that was more of a professional, experienced level trader that could show me the ropes. So I had to kind of piecemeal things together and learn. I'm self-taught, okay? So everyone out there who's a self-taught trader that's taught themselves, I'm sure most of us have been through more struggles than the average person that has somebody that they can lean on and show them or handhold them or hold their hand along the way, whatever the case is, to teach them or show them the ropes. I didn't have that. So I'm going to discuss with you some things that I had to actually stop doing in my own day trading before I actually became successful, okay? And it was imperative that I quickly learned that I needed to stop doing these things unless if I was going to be successful or not. So, but again, it took me, I've been trading for over 10 years, and we're going to talk about those things right now. So watch the intro, and we're going to jump right into it. So the number one thing that I had to do or stop, trading a certain way, kind of put it behind me. But it's one thing that I kind of struggle with more than anything is because I'm a very analytical person. So I'm always analyzing situations or analyzing just life in general, A lot of times in life, I find that harder things are easier to me. It's kind of crazy, but anyways, I had to kind of stop overthinking or overanalyzing trade entries or setups or whatever the case is, and think more simplistic. Looking at things from a more simplistic approach, whatever the case is. When you try to sit here and you look at say for instance the chart, and you're looking at a setup that the market may be approaching, and it's a great setup, and you feel it on the inside of you, do not hesitate to take it. Okay. You have trained yourself, you got a strategy, you got a trading plan that you put together. When you've gotten to a point to where what you should be looking for when you see it in your charts, don't hesitate, okay? Don't overthink a situation, or I shouldn't say situation, but overthink a setup. Just take it, okay? If you know that's the setup that you should be taking, and that's what you trained yourself on, and your strategy that you back test and forward test, time after time, over a long period of time, whatever the case is, and it works, okay? And that it is a great strategy you have, and that strategy allows you to profit in the market, and you see those same setups happen over and over, take those setups, okay? Even though the market is changing and it's always evolving, the setup that you're looking for. So don't overanalyze, because the moment you overanalyze taking a trade, whatever the case is, you're going to get in too late. And by the time you got into it, the market is already pulling back, because we all know how the market moves. It pushes and pulls. So you have to get in at the opportune time, okay? And that's why you spend time as a trader or have spent time as a trader, developing yourself, either you're self-taught or someone has shown you the ropes, whatever the case is. But once you got to that point to where you kind of move past the beginner phase of trading as a new trader, and you know that you can become successful, you know the plan you put together works, you know the strategy works, then don't second guess the setups. Just take them, okay? Because you're going to miss many opportunities in doing so, and then you're going to kick yourself in the rear end, in the bottom, and you're going to feel bad about it because you're going to see that market push up or quickly move, to the downside, depending on if you're taking a short or a long, whatever the case is, and you're going to miss a lot of profit, all right? And it feels bad as a trader when we miss that opportunity to capitalize and make some money that we can tuck away into our account. So, number one, don't overanalyze your trades, guys. And when you know that what you have devised and put together and you see the setup happening in your chart, just take it. Feel comfortable about it. Get in when you need to get in, and don't overthink the process, okay? All right, so we're going to go ahead and move on to the next thing that I have on my list that I wanted to say. Was one of the biggest things that I also had to stop doing in my own trading before I became successful, okay? Because it did stand in the way, and I'm telling you guys this because it could be something that possibly that you're struggling with it just as well. So all these different things that I have listed, that I'm talking to you about is 4 of them. I will be talking to you about. I've already talked about the first one. You've got to be able to kind of, can them, put them away, do away with them, so that you can become successful, or they will stand in your way. Now, some people may just suffer from one of these things that I have to talk about today. One thing that I have on my list. So number 2, probably one of the biggest things that people are most concerned about is what? Losing money, right? Okay. So number 2 is living in fear of taking a loss. Man, we all struggle with that. Yeah, it was like that when I first started trading. I would take losses, whatever the case is, and I had to go back to the drawing board over and over, whatever the case is. But I never blew my account. I always was very frugal and very strict on and disciplined on how I traded. So I would never let a trade really come back against me too much. I would be quickly jump out of a trade because I didn't have much to lose. I didn't want to lose much. But as I became more experienced and more seasoned in trading, and I say this time and time again, you must always know before you get into a trade where to get out at, on both ends, either taking profit and that exit point of where you place your stop at. Some people trade hard stops, some people trade manual stops, or more so of a mental stop, whatever the case is. But it just all depends on the person's trading style, whatever the case is. And the thing behind it is I always say, you've got to understand when you're trading, who you're trading with, and trade like them. And I'll just say that there's bigger powers to be than just us as retail traders that are the driving force of this market, okay? And that's just the natural, that's the nature of this business, is that there's always going to be someone that has way more money than we have that's pushing these markets. So you have to be able to trade like them. It's a game, in a sense, but it's a business, but it's a game because you have to understand what they're doing behind closed doors, what their intentions are, and that is to stop us as retail traders out, whatever the case is, and keep the markets moving. So big money pushes and pulls the market. I'm gonna say it like that, okay? So understand that you need to trade with the bigger players in the market. But getting back to what I was saying, yes, fear. You have to do away with fear, the fear of taking a loss. Fear sets in. It causes us to kind of get clammy, sweaty palms, get nervous. All the emotions start to set in the moment we're into a trade. And we all experience that as traders, especially as new traders, as beginner traders starting off. And the only way to really kind of minimize or eliminate that fear, it comes with the test of time. Really being able to put in the time of trading. Just like anything else in life. You first start a job that you know nothing about. You have to what? You have to learn that job. You have to learn how to go about on a daily basis, educating yourself, whatever the case is, on doing that job. And the better you get at that job, all those emotions and things of well, I don't know if I can do this job. I don't know how great I'd be at this job. All those things start to slowly dissipate in a sense. Those emotions of feeling like, this job is not suited for me, or maybe the fact is I just can't do this job. You have to believe in yourself and build your confidence up in yourself. And the same thing goes with trading. The more you become confident and consistent in your trading, the fear will eventually grow smaller and smaller and smaller. Do I have fear when I trade sometimes? Yes, I do. But I try to tuck it away. It's a small bit of fear sometimes. A lot of times, you know, if I see that a trade is not going my way quickly, yeah, that fear level starts to kind of pep up or step up a little bit, and I'll get out the trade real quick. And you got to see me do that in my trading. I cut my losses early if the market's not moving quick enough in a certain direction. If the market, when I get into a trade and it's not really taking off, you know, pretty quick enough, I'm out the trade. Lots of times I get into a trade and it'll kind of piddle around, move back and forth. You guys have seen it, probably experienced it too. And then it's like you got the trade and then it wants to go in your direction. No sweat off my back. I don't even worry about it, you know. A lot of times you'll see me in the video or hear me in the video, I'll chuckle about it. Once it happens, I say, oh, the market, the trade is correct. I know the market's going to go here, but I get out because I don't want to take on any risk. You see what I'm saying? So I go ahead and stop. I go ahead and quickly get out the trade and not take any kind of drawdown. All right. So, anyways, but yes, the fear factor, the fear piece, it eventually kind of goes away the more seasoned and experienced as you get as a trader. But you know, we as traders, we don't want to lose money. So, but that just comes with the game. It comes with the business of trading. You have to understand you're going to take losses from time to time. But the biggest part of it is really knowing how to minimize your loss. Okay, understand that. Minimize your loss. All right. So that whole part of being able to minimize your loss comes with knowing and teaching yourself about trade management, risk management, knowing when you need to get out. All right. So moving on to number 3. Stop thinking that there's an actual like a holy grail strategy that's just going to work 100% of the time. Trust me, nothing works 100% of the time. Okay. Like I said before, you're going to have losses, whatever the case is. The market is evolving. It's always changing. You know, you always hear me say, I said you must be green daily. I have a belief that you should be able to, and it's highly possible to be green every day and not red. But that doesn't mean you may not have a losing trade or a trade that comes back against you and you quickly get out. Again, you have to know when and where to get out. Okay, but there's no such thing as a holy grail strategy that's going to work, you know, 100% every single time you get to trade, every single day, every month, every year, every week. It's just not going to work that way because the market is always doing something different, and it's all strategical strategy that's set up behind closed doors. Anything driven around money, you must understand that that's just how things are, guys. I mean, we can't control the market as retail traders, so we just have to be smart about what they're trying to do and accomplish behind closed doors. And the charts tell you, they show you that. So, you know, I mean, when you feel like you got into a trade and it's just not working out for you the way you need it, need for it to work out as quickly as it should work out for you, I get out. Simple as that. I don't take on any risk, whatever the case is, you know. But understand, nothing is going to work 100% all the time. All right, but I stick with the strategy that I have, that I use each and every day. It's worked for me for over, 8+ years now. You know, I've been trading for over 10 years, but the strategy that I kind of put together really came together more so my second year of trading. And it works for me every single day. And when I say consistently, it's consistently works for me because I'm profitable each and every day. The key is to be profitable and be green every day and not take a loss. Not to have a losing day is what I'm trying to say. You will probably have losses to where you just have to get back in and make it back up during that day and get green. Okay? So, moving on to the last thing, okay? And I think one thing I also want to touch on is as well, into number 3 about there's no such thing as a holy grail strategy, and that's do not try to take shortcuts. People think that, I think this kind of drives me crazy in a sense because I see this more than anything else. People want to turn to individuals that or quickly learn something like just overnight. They think it's what's called overnight success. No such thing. It didn't happen for me. If it happens for you, then I take my hat off. I salute you. But please don't bombard me with the questions of, trying to stress that you're trying to learn something quick or fast. I don't have the time to be honestly. I'm not a trainer. I'm not an educator. I'm not a teacher. I don't have a trading course. I just provide content, the information that I have pretty much gathered and sharing with people free of charge. Basically giving you my own experiences through the trials and tribulations and things I went through as a self-taught trader trying to teach myself. I'm sharing information for free, provided by means of content. Again, I'm not a teacher. I'm not an educator. I do not have a trading course, whatever the case is. So if you're looking for that, then you may want to find someone that has a trading course, whatever the case is. But I'll assure you this, there are plenty of individuals on this channel who have learned just through watching the videos. I pump out and push out content every single day, so people are always watching and learning from the videos, I'm pretty sure, and gaining value from the videos, I should say, that I post on my channel, whatever the case is. And I use a simple strategy. Yes, it all surrounds supply and demand and pretty much using paired charts, meaning more so it's like I'm using a top-down approach. I look at, mark my zones off a higher time frame chart, scale down to a lower time frame. I don't want to fall in the same direction as the higher time frame. I scale down to my lower time frame, wait for price to pull back to those, those key supply and demand zones that are, as I see, are highly profitable or high probability areas, and then I take my shot. Okay, and if you're interested in learning or understanding that, I'm not gonna say learning because I'm not here to actually teach. I don't teach in any of my videos. I just provide the content for people to kind of or traders to kind of go through and watch the videos and pick up information themselves. And trust me, there are a lot of people who have, kind of understand and grasp the material because they're over in the Discord. A lot of people who are traders, they have picked up on the way and probably implemented in some way or another the strategy of how I trade into their own trading, or maybe strictly using the strategy after watching the videos that I post on my channel. They're learning, They are teaching themselves based upon the content that I put out here on the channel. So, again, don't ask for shortcuts. Don't look for shortcuts, guys. There's no shortcut in life. You've heard that saying. So there's no shortcut in doing certain things. I mean, I believe that if you're taking shortcuts, then you're not learning correctly. You're not going to understand correctly. You're going to miss something that's going to be so important or a key factor that if you leave that part out, that may cause you or end up causing you to fail. So anyways, let's move on to the last one, all right? Again, there's no shortcuts, guys, in the trading. You have to be able to understand and, just from scratch. You have to be able to start from scratch as a beginner trader and work your way moving forward, all right? And learning just like how all traders learn, you have to be able to and understand every key element, every key component that gets you from point A to point B when it comes to becoming a great trader. All right, moving on, number 4. Trading purely from a lower time frame chart only, okay? Now, yes, do I trade from a 12 range chart? Yes, but my 12 range chart is considered to me more so an anchor chart. I use it as well as an entry chart. I do not recommend, I'm telling you this, or suggest that you, especially if you're a newcomer trader or a brand new trader, a newbie to the trading world. Again, we're talking about futures trading, and I'm a futures trader. So what I'm saying to you is this right here. I don't recommend trading from a lower time frame chart. Say, for instance, you trade from like a time-based chart and you're looking to just trade from a 1 minute chart, whatever the case is, just purely basing your trades off a 1 minute chart. You're going to get yourself burnt. You're going to get yourself a tremendous amount of trouble, whatever the case is. I used range charts, so it'd be like me probably trying to trade from like a 4 range chart, my 4 range chart. The thing about it is I do not trade. A lot of times you'll see me on the Discord, or I'll put out, hey, I took this trade off the 4 range chart. Yes, but when I say that, I'm falling in line to what's going on a higher time frame chart. I'm not just looking at the 4 range chart as a whole. I'm falling in the same direction. So if a higher time frame chart, say for instance, like if I'm taking my entry off the 4 range chart, my lowest time frame chart, but I'm keeping in mind which direction, and keeping in mind and have a bias of the direction of the market. So if the market off of a slightly higher time frame chart is moving to the upside, then I'm going to be looking for, and I take interest off the lower time frame, my 4 range chart, then I base that on what's going on a higher time frame chart. I am not going to try to, take a short entry and then I see a slightly higher time frame above my 4 range chart, which would be my 12 range chart, if it's like, you know, it's moving to the upside, whatever the case is, I'm not going to try to trade against the grain on a lower time frame chart. Now, sometimes I'll do that off of I'll take like a 60-minute chart, and let's say the 60-minute chart is pointing in a direction to the upside, meaning it's making higher highs and higher lows, right? I'll scale down to my 12 range chart, and I may take a short entry even though the market is pushing up higher on the 60 range chart or a higher time frame chart, and I'm scaling down just a little bit to a lower time frame chart to like a 12 range chart, because of the fact is that there may be a clear setup that provides me more of like an intermediate or short-term trade, you know, that I can get into. But the lower that you get into as far as basing your trades off of, you're not going to have, the market's going to move pretty quick. So you got to think about it. The lower that you move down from or scale down from, that chart, you're going to see a lot more what I call micro swings, and you're going to only have a small variance of opportunity or small amount of movement that you probably can capitalize on a trade. I'm talking about just a few ticks, whatever the case is. 4 range chart, trying to scalp strictly from that, with not staying in direction of the higher time frame, you're probably going to get stopped out. Now, if you stay in the direction of the higher time frame, say like a slightly higher time frame chart, like I said, 12 range, and then you trade against the trade on the 4 range, yeah, you definitely can, it's definitely possible. You can do it. But basing your trades purely off of one chart and not having any kind of direction above that lower time frame chart that you're taking trades from, guys, I do not recommend doing that, okay? Especially as a new trader, you are definitely going to burn yourself, and you're going to cause yourself a world of pain, and you're going to lose some money. So that's pretty much all I wanted to talk to you guys about. And I try to stay away from doing that, okay? And I learned that directly from the beginning when I first started like looking at my charts, and I said, oh, okay, well, if I trade from a lower time frame chart, I won't need higher time frame charts. I'll just trade from that lower time frame chart because it looks like it provides a lot of opportunities. It does, but you have to also know what's going on in a higher time frame. What is the market trying to accomplish further out, okay? And you can't be so narrow-minded thinking that what's going on right now is going to work out. It's not. And try and trade directly off that lower time frame. No, guys, it's not. But anyways, hopefully you guys found some value. I'm sharing my own experience and things that that I had to kind of put behind me and jump through hurdles, whatever the case is. Some things that kind of stood in my way, roadblocks or barriers, whatever what they were, and things that I had to actually do or stop in my own trading before I actually became successful. It was all a learning curve, a learning process for me, as it probably is for a lot of you guys. Okay, so hopefully this content, this value, kind of touches home or base to some people out there who are newbies or new to trading, or maybe even seasoned traders that say, yeah, that was me. That was once me too. I had to kind of stop those old habits and do away with those old habits and stop trading certain ways or whatever the case is. But yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about today. But I do want to share with you guys, if you're interested in joining our Discord community, we have a great team or community of community members on Discord. I'll show you our Discord channel. I think we're approaching about 600 members now. I'll show you that. We have 2 channels on the Discord, which is the general chat channel and then the trading floor. The general chat is for, if you are a trader, a new trader, or experienced professional, it doesn't really matter what level you are. Just basically just to share information. It can be used as a question and answer type forum. Maybe you have a question that you want to ask pertaining to the future markets. You can come onto the Discord, invite yourself in free of charge. The link to the Discord is down below in the description portion of this video. But the general chat channel on the Discord, like I said, is designed more so for question and answer type forum, sharing information pertaining to the future markets. Now, the trading floor, that's where we as traders, Monday through Friday, we as future traders come together and we talk about, like I say, talk about the markets. We actually share information. We share zones and levels of interest that we are, kind of stalking and looking to trade from. We actually, put out trade entry alerts in a sense, like, it could be a supply or demand zone coming up because I trade supply and demand. So I may throw out a level or a zone that may be tied to a supply area or demand area. And it kind of alerts the general masses or the public the community members here, and other traders do it just as well. You know, it's kind of a way that we kind of stay in sync with one another and share information and ideas or levels of interest that we want to kind of put out to the community. So again, if you're interested in joining the community, all you have to do is find the link down in the description portion of the video. Invite yourself in; it's free of charge. Also, we have the which a lot of members are signed up for. It's basically just through YouTube. It's their YouTube membership program or tier program. And if you see the join button here on the home page on the channel, or you can find that as well on any video on the channel, you'll see that join button. If you click on it, you can join one of the tiers. There's actually 2 membership tiers you can join. One is the loyal channel supporter, and then the other one is elite channel member. Elite channel members tier. Most everybody is pretty much signed up for the elite channel members tier. And the reason why, in each one of these tiers, you do get perks and rewards. And if you see here, loyal channel supporter tier, you get the loyalty badges, the custom emojis, priority mail reply comments, to messages that you may post. Your comments will move up to the top tier on the message board, pretty much, or the comment board. But if you become sign up for the elite channel members, it's $6.99 a month, pretty much for a price of a cup of coffee a month. $6.99 a month. Again, for a price of a cup of coffee. There's two additional perks that you get, in addition to what you receive from the first tier. So everything that's in the first tier, you get that. But 2 additional things that you actually get is 1, member shout outs. I shout members out in my videos, as well as I shout them out on the Discord channel. But the most important, I believe, or the most, important reason why most people sign up for the elite channel members tier is because they get the exclusive video content that's not made public on this channel here. And you may ask what that is. It's the trade breakdowns. It's where I go into detail about my trades. I break my trades down so that people, especially new traders, can understand the strategy I use and why I entered or took trades at certain areas. I break it down for you. I basically explain to you in detail what I was thinking, as I was looking for price to come back to a certain area and why I jumped into that trade. I break it down as simplistic as possible so that people can understand. And it has helped tremendously those many traders out. And you can come over to Discord and ask traders, maybe put out a message if you want to and say, hey, anybody on here elite member? If so, have you signed up for the elite membership program, and how has it helped you? Someone probably will ask. I'll respond. I'm sure probably several individuals will respond. But it is there, guys. The trade breakdowns I post on if you're an elite member, you get that under that membership tier. And once you become a member, all you have to do, especially for the video content, click on the membership button on the homepage from the YouTube homepage channel, and you'll get that video content. Again, that's only for the elite channel members. If you sign up for $6.99 a month, you get those exclusive video content, which includes the trade breakdowns. But that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you appreciate and find some value in the content. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care and have a wonderful weekend.